Hey. I'm just trying to see if I am going live in the right place. Yes. Hi there. Welcome, gorgeous, divine, beautiful, intuitives. The Angel Cafe is live. So fab to be back here. How are you doing this morning? I am not used to going live straight on Facebook, so I'm a little bit disorientated. Hey Ginger, good to see you here. Hey Shona, lovely to see you as well. I loved your session this morning, it was really informative. So my name is Tiffany Crisara. For those of you that don't know me, I call myself an inner transformation specialist, courage catalyst, author, and boho CEO of the multi-award winning brand, The Transformational Truth of Tarot, which is a book and a game behind me, and it's also a program, but the program is changing its name soon. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. What is it really about? It's about helping you as an intuitive to actually come back to you. A lot of intuitives actually lose themselves through tuning into other people, right? So what I do is I help you tune back into you so that you can have the purpose, the passion, and the partnerships that you wanted when you first began the spiritual path, but for some reason may elude you. And it comes down to the ability to receive. Are you hearing me? So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on that. We're going to work on understanding why you as an intuitive maybe find it hard to receive. And it comes down to something called outtuition, when you're actually using your outtuition rather than your intuition. So intuition being tuition within, outtuition is like tuning into, well, tuning out of yourself and into something out of yourself, i.e. that situation, that person, okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to work through recognizing whether you are coming from intuition or whether you are coming from outtuition. One of my clients calls it ouch-tuition, which is kind of, yeah, that works as well. But out-tuition, as in you are tuning out of yourself and into someone else, okay? And the problems that that causes. So I'm going to go through how you can recognize that. I'm also going to show you how you can turn that around really quickly, because obviously we don't have a lot of time today, and you know, how you can go on and work with it as well, okay? Now, my sessions are pretty interactive, so I want you to be able to take notes. If you don't have anything to take notes on, use the comments box. That's absolutely fine, okay? If you have Oracle or you have tarot cards, that's even better, okay? So you can go and do that, grab them quickly before we begin. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with outtuition. What is outtuition? Where does it come from? Okay, so as I said, it happens when an intuitive uses their intuition to tune out of themselves and into someone else. And why does that happen? My theory, after working with thousands of intuitives for so long now and always being out of the box intuitive, I never had a so-called normal life. Kind of had a little bit of a breakthrough in my midlife crisis, and everything went, oh, I get it. I get why all of this is going on for me and my clients. And then I started to help them recognize when they were coming out of their selves with outtuition and into intuition, come back there so that they could have the things that they wanted. So what it is, from what I've seen, see if this resonates with you or not. yeah, is that when you are a child, at some point, there's a realization that your caregiver's needs are more important than your own. And because your survival is dependent on the caregiver's needs, you start to use your intuition to tune out of yourself and into your caregiver's needs and wants, and it becomes like a survival pulse that never switches off. You're always tuning into that person or that situation outside of yourself, always reading, always second guessing. Okay, it's kind of savvy to do as a child when you are needing to depend on someone else for your survivability, but when you become an adult and you are dependent on yourself for your survivability, that's when these 10 issues happen. Okay, so we're going to go through them now, and I would say rate yourself from 1 to 10 on each of the 10 symptoms I'm going to give you. Okay, there is a book at the end, there's a link for that along with the Tree Sisters link to donate, so you can actually, you know, have this afterwards. So don't worry about it, just go with the flow, don't overthink, just be like, okay, symptom number 1, I rate myself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being this is a maximum problem. Just jot down the first number that comes into your head, okay? So symptom number 1 is over emotional misunderstandings. Take it from where you are now, today, okay? Because maybe you had them a lot more in the past, and maybe it's not something that is so much of an issue for you now, but we're working with who you are now, okay? So over emotional misunderstandings, first symptom of coming from outtuition, okay? Rate yourself from 1 to 10, 10 being maximum, okay? Number 2 is feeling everything personally. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you take things personally, although that is a big thing. It's also not realizing that you've taken something personally because it is so personal that you feel it's you. That's also why I've worded that as feeling everything personally rather than taking everything personally. So again, rate yourself. Symptom number 2, feeling everything personally, from 1 to 10. Okay, number 3 is struggle to know your own reality. So it may be that you're easily influenced by other people, what they say you should do or what their opinions are, and you lose your own compass, your own ability. Okay, so it's like, oh, what is my reality? And you start behaving the way that they expect you to behave and things along those lines. So number 3, struggle to know your own reality. Okay, there's a lot more to that, but this is the basic. Okay, so just 1 to 10 on that one. Number 4, making assumptions that cause drama. A typical one of being intuitive is, I'm intuitive. Okay, so don't lie to me. So yeah, I'm poking a little bit of fun. Obviously I'm intuitive as well, and I've been there, done that. I hold my hands up massively. Okay, so making assumptions that cause drama, where are you with that on a scale of 1 to 10? That's symptom number 4. Put the first number that comes into your head. Symptom number 5, and this is a big one. You ready? Over trying, overdoing, overwhelm, overkill. Oh my God. That is such a big one with intuitives. I'm sure everybody's like, oh my God, yes, I've been at 10 at some place, definitely at some time, but where are you at with it right now? Remember, right now is what we're dealing with, the present. So number 6, not knowing or mixing up your needs and wants. So for instance, I will eat when I need to go to bed. Or this was a big one that I struggled with. I was so disconnected from what I needed or what I wanted that the next symptom would happen. So I'll just leave this one here. Number 6, not knowing or mixing up your needs and wants. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, 10 being like, this resonates. Oh my God. Then you get to symptoms. Sorry, I keep looking down because I've got it on my phone here. Number 7, can't express yourself until it's too late. So for instance, I didn't know what I wanted so much that it was only when it was really apparent that I wasn't getting my needs and I had a bit of a meltdown that I would know that I needed something. And it was a bit late by then because I've obviously kind of blown up, so I'm definitely not going to get what I need then anymore. So does that resonate? Maybe in the past, but now, yes? Does it resonate now? Scale of 1 to 10, how much is that resonating? That is symptom number 7. Can't express yourself until it's too late. Symptom number 8 is bouncing from no boundaries to big barriers. So it may be that you don't have boundaries, or it may be that you have too strong a boundaries, or it may be that you oscillate between the two, okay? So again, how much are you resonating with that? That's symptom number 8, and that is from 1 to 10, okay? Now, number 9, feeling like you don't belong anywhere. That's usually a big one for intuitives as well. So if that's the case, that's what I do. I kind of help you see. Sorry, my nose is running. Why does that happen when you go live? So if you see me doing this, I'm so sorry. But feeling like you don't belong anywhere. See, I obviously feel like I've done enough work to do this in front of you now and still know that I belong. But, you know, what about you? Where are you at with that on a scale of 1 to 10? All right? And then number 10 is your struggle to obtain self-esteem, which is basically what all of this comes from. So this is the root, yes. And I can't go into that now because I want to get into shifting this with you now. But these are the top of the icebergs, okay? So number 10, struggle to obtain healthy self-esteem. But in case you're not quite sure what that means, I will just say that you are born with an inherent self-esteem, and that doesn't matter what anybody else says, what anybody else does, what happens in your life. If something negative happens, if you've got good self-esteem, it doesn't impact it because it's inherent. Your worth is inherent. So where are you on your ability to do that? If it's a real struggle for you, then you're looking at the higher numbers of 8, 9, 10, right? So this is just for you to have a good kind of clock with yourself now about where you're at. Now you'll be able to see that the higher your numbers are, the more you're actually coming from outtuition rather than intuition. Okay, so I'm going to show you now one very quick thing you can do to bring into your daily practice if you have tarot or an oracle deck. Okay, so if you would like to just grab your oracle or tarot deck, and if you don't have one right now, don't worry about it. You can just tune in with me. I will show you how, okay? But this is one very quick thing you can do to make sure that you are coming from your intuition rather than your outtuition. So what you do is you shuffle the cards and then you take one that you can't, you haven't seen it, okay? You don't want to see it. It's like the eyes are a bit of outtuition, right? We want to go intuition. So first of all, what you do is you close your eyes, placing the card between your hands, and you don't know what the card is, right? And so if you have seen the card, take another one that you don't know. Okay, so let's do this. All right. So close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in and out. Let go of any tension, including, I wonder what this card is. This is not about you trying to get or prove anything. So I just want you to bring your attention back into you, intuition. Breathe the energy into you. Okay, and as you do, when you breathe out, just relax, release, and open your field. just want you to take your attention to the card between your hands, and if you don't have one, then just imagine that my one is between your hands, okay? And I just want you to breathe the energy in from the card, all the way up through your arms, into your heart. And as you breathe out, just release and allow that energy that you're feeling to come through your body. So you're merging with the card, you're relaxing, opening and welcoming the energy in, as if you were opening the door to your home and allowing that energy in. So just allow yourself to breathe in the divinity of that energy between your hands now, gently. And as you breathe out, just let it flood you and tune into how it is making you feel. Mentally and emotionally and physically, and let go of trying too hard. That's symptom number 5, so less is more. Okay, so once you've got this is making me feel hot or cold or something else, maybe mentally, emotionally or physically, then tune into the colour. Is there a colour there? Maybe you're seeing a scene play out. And then you send your thoughts up and you ask for a message. So you just say, if there was a message in this card for me today, what is it? Okay. And then when you have that, you can just slowly bring your attention back round to your body, just breathing in and out, and maybe moving your body a little bit the way it wants to, because you'll have received some energy from your guides, so you want to allow it to kind of recalibrate you. And open your eyes looking at the floor first, and just take your time to look back at the screen. And if you put your, if you want to share, put your card and your message together, and I will come back after this session sometime today, and I will go back through your comments, any questions that you have, and also this is called the Tarot Feely. Okay, so any Tarot Feely comments, but I can only really help you if you put the card and the message together. Okay, so there's no point telling me just what card you got or what the message was. Please put it together in the comments, okay? And anything you want to know about outtuition, intuition, tarot feeling, anything, just please do ask. I am making time for you here today. Okay, so I'm going to share with you what my card is and what my message is. Okay, so I was feeling so much air, so much expansion. I got the colour, like a magenta colour, which is something that's really made its presence felt to me since yesterday. I saw massive angel wings. Of course, we're at the Angel Cafe, and it was feeling so expansive. So it was just, there was no limit, and the message I got was go far. And I believe that when I do these collectively on lives, it is collective. It is for us all. Now, what happens when you see the card? Let me see. Right, okay. So the Ace of Swords. Well, that makes sense this time, because the Ace of Swords is air, and she has no limits to her mind. This is very much like going far, right? But it's not about getting in alignment with the card, obviously. What I mean by that is, this is when outtuition can happen. When you open your eyes, when you look at the card and you go, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense with that, okay? Because what this exercise actually does is tune you back into your higher self. So when you're doing a practice like tarot, you can easily get into outtuition. You can easily try and figure out, what does this mean? That is outtuition, right? Okay. But when you close your eyes and you do it this way, you get past those judgments and it connects you with the higher self. And sometimes you can get a message that looks like the opposite to the card. Sometimes, like for instance, there was a time in my life I was getting a lot of Five of Pentacles when I was doing a lot of work on my self-worth, for instance. And you know, the message would always come through like, know your worth. But you know, if you were to read the Five of Pentacles, for those of you that know tarot or don't know tarot, it's like the card of bankruptcy or things along those lines. You'd be in that place of lower self, of fear. Whereas doing it this way, you're in tune with your higher self. You're not in outtuition. You are actually really going into that place where you're bypassing that and you're going back into intuition and getting the higher self message. So that it's always about the message. That's the primary thing. And sometimes it can feel the opposite to the card. So then you look at it as the antidote to the card. Yes? Okay, so another thing you can do with your card today is you can take a picture of it. You can put it on your screen of your phone. This is something I do daily, and you can work with it. So you can work with it in the way of saying 3 questions. Who, what, and how is this card playing out for me today? The reason we're putting it on the phone is because it's like a visual reminder. So I was on the 3 of Swords the other day, and my cat woke me up at 3 a.m. with 3 claws in my face. And then the reason I knew it was 3 a.m. was because I picked up my phone. I saw it was 3 a.m. and there was the 3 of Swords on the phone, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And you might be like, well, why would you want to manifest that? This is like manifest a miracle a month, right? That we're talking about to power up your purpose, your passion, and your partnerships. But it's like, what it does is it helps me tune into when the energies are coming or when they are going. I knew in that moment the 3 of Swords was over. And when you're in a place where you're getting into a divine rhythm from the intuitive place, and you practice that daily, then all of the outtuition falls away and you actually start to be able to receive what you want in your life, your purpose, your passion, and your partnerships. Okay, so I am open for questions to you and seeing what I can kind of like maybe answer now for you, because I spoke like crazy at you to make sure I could get it all in time, and we've got 5 minutes left. Okay, so let's have a look. I got a question here, which is, what's the step or best way to stop or catch myself when I'm overdoing something? Yeah, so you can probably feel it, right? You can feel that it's like a heaviness, and it's like everything inside of you is screaming stop, but your especially your inner child is probably like, come on, stop, give me a little bit of love, whereas your ego is going like, no, you need to be further along, you need to okay, so I know it well because I am a Leo, and we are fixed fire, which means we just, you can probably tell, you know, it's just like boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I know this one very, very well. Now, it is a practice of being able to see the divine time in things. So the more that you can do this type of work, the more you can tune into yourself and be in that place of, okay, what do I feel like I want to do now? Because that's the only way it's ever going to work. It's if you just come from the overwork, it's it actually blocks your ability to receive. A lot of intuitives don't really like to plan. Hands up, right? So I do have a plan. It's like every day it's all boxed out. However, I'm very aware that I don't work like that. And so I have an overall thing of like, this is what I need to do by the end of the week. And then every day I tune in to that and allow myself the permission to be getting on with something on that to-do list. Yes, but it doesn't necessarily have to be what I have aligned myself to do at that particular time, unless it's something like this, of course. Yes. The other thing is something called a to-do list. So instead of going into your to-do list, you want to go into your to-do list. Okay. And I think Ashleen probably knows about the to-do list. It's something that stayed with me from, I've known Ashleen for 6 years, and we were in a program together where we did a bit of the to-do list. It's a coaching tool, and it's just stuck with me because it's amazing, and it's something that I use very much with my clients when they're coming from a place of anxiety about the future and they feel like they haven't got it. You know, oh, I don't have this, I'm out of my depth, I'm overwhelmed. And that is just to write down every day whilst you go along, if you like, or at the end of the day, if you prefer, just anything that felt like a to-do, yes. And it's fantastic because it just shows you how much you've got this, and you'll find that your confidence gets replaced, you know, no, your anxiety gets replaced by confidence. So I hope that is helpful for you, Ginger. So we have, what are some good cards to have? Well, I'm going to say the Rider-Waite. I know that's not everybody's favourite, but there's a reason why they're not eye candy and they're still number one of all time. And that's because choosing tarot is not like, I mean, it's just like choosing a partner. It's not the eye candy ones that are necessarily going to be good for you. It's what's inside that counts. Okay, so I have to say, I mean, although I'm using the Light Seers, which is fantastic, the minute you come away from the Rider-Waite, you do lose a lot of what's inside. Okay. I'm going to come back and answer some more questions in the comments throughout this week. I'll be around. I'm going to tune into as many speakers as I possibly can. I'm here. I'm rooting for you all. The energy is amazing. Thank you, Ashleen, for having me back, and I can't wait to see what comes from this. It's just an amazing place of value. Please don't forget to donate to Tree Sisters. The link is up there in the post. It's a really, you know, with everything that's going on in the world, you know, trees are, I'm sure you know, especially if you've been watching David Attenborough and Corona is our future and all of that. I'm getting a bit emotional. So please, please, please do donate. It's a very, very worthy charity. And if you want to have what I've gone through in a little form book for you so you can actually assimilate everything I've just Leo thrown at you, then the link is up there as well for a little gift, which is my little book of miracle manifestations, which will take you through this process I've just spoken to you about. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Lots of love to you. Bye for now.